Hello, hello. How's everybody doing out there? YDBT Daily coming at you on a Thursday. That's right. Every Thursday, 8 o'clock, we do a YDBT Daily. We also do Talking Shit on Tuesday, and then we do a Peasant Chat Sunday morning, 9:30 a.m. Today, I'm going to talk about the gray area that shops are treading on when it comes to modifying the 2024 Mustang. Because there is no tuning available yet, a lot of shops are getting creative. And in my opinion, they're treading hardcore on the gray area of EPA tampering policies. Now, I'm going to give you examples. I'm going to give you kind of like similar, examples of what I would equate to removing the carbon traps on a car. A lot of people are saying, what's the big deal? Aftermarket cold air intakes don't have carbon traps. I'm like, right. So they don't have a carb EO. Do you understand? But 23 and under Mustangs do not throw a code if you change the cold air because you have access to the mass airflow frequency. That's right. If you go from 85 millimeter cold air to 120 millimeter cold air, if you simply change the mass airflow frequency that is available in the tune, you can simply have the car fuel properly. That doesn't mean that specific cold air intake is CARB or EPA approved. So we're going to talk about the weird videos that I see everywhere of shops putting out their name, their government name. Here we are blah, blah, blah motorsports. We're blah, blah, blah tuning. We are blah, blah, blah on this channel. And we are tampering with emissions items on video, self-snitching, and the EPA must be sitting there going, boy, this is the easiest cases we're going to ever put across the people. We'll talk about it. But before we do that, as always, we're going to make sure that we have Mr. Bill O'Reilly. Say hello.
Okay. We'll do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live. Fucking thing sucks.
That's right. Bill O'Reilly. He's always right. It sucks. Two Auto Solution. Rami Saidan. Two Auto Solution. Needs a Chevy tuner. Gonna get him hooked up with somebody. Hopefully Alec Bledsoe knows somebody. We'll see what the deal is. Two Auto Solution. Two Auto Solution. Rami Zaidan. Race Motive on Instagram. Got some badass cars. I'd probably want to go to one of those races one of these days. But it's up in bumfuck Egypt. Nobody goes to Pennsylvania when we racing down here. We race down here in the winter. D&A Performance. D&AHperformance.com. He'll beat the crap out of you. He'll give you the best prices. You get a certain percentage off if you say YDBT at checkout, and he'll punch you in the face if you call him names. D&A Performance. Park Farm. ParkFarm.com. They got a Boss 302, son. Salvage title Boss 302. Shee! But, homeboy, I don't want to pay cash for anything. I want to just finance shit. Can't finance salvage vehicles. Conformance.com. Conformance. Got a lids. Records. He got people arguing over 60 to 130 on the cook-ass ZR1 forum. Conk Performance. Ultimate Header, ultimateheader.com, Ultimate Header on Instagram. They got some gold-plated headers. They're fucking fancy. PMAS. Nick James and PMAS. We'll talk about Nick James on this episode in Caliber Transmission, calibertransmission.com, Caliber Transmission. Let's say hi to the people here. And then we'll talk about the Facebook post that I put up that caused a bit of a stir. And I thought it was interesting to talk about. Travis, Joe Swish, 2000 MCR, Maki Mach, and Garage Build Coyote, who finally got the news about 2 weeks late about EV stuff. TJ Sikorsky, Coca-Cola, Darren Harper, Boxy Luxury, JD Swag, back to Coma again, 94 GT Verb, JD Swag's a mod, and so is YouTube Corrupt and Free Speech. Oliver Bryan, Coca-Cola, bunch of times. SVT, Coca-Cola again. It's Old Man, Red Fox, Smoking Dixon, Douche did it, Dustin Garrison, Brian 03 Cobra, Brian Witt wanted to buy a shit-ass Fox body, a bucket of parts. Psycho, Phil Fest, Boxy Luxury, Joaquin Velasquez, Great Mustang, Coyote Fury, Coca-Cola, Shit Box, Fox. Man, I skipped everybody. Bullet Bill, Alex Taylor, Mendoza's Coyote, Turu Viate, Racing. Bro, isn't it weird that you're here on time? Gee, got a normal job. No more flipping pancakes. Bondo Burst says, hola, hola. See you later. Yeah, he's going to listen later because he's got to listen to Slayer 15 times. Elva Galargo, ACFU grad, Cars and Drums, Elva Galargo, Abdul Alabasi, Jared Wells, probably installing a fucking Celine front end in his car. Redbird Infamous SI50, just a memoir. It's Ye Bison, E Martha, Jokey Chivos, Adventures, Nights and Bars Plus, Edward Martinez. Hey, happy anniversary, 10 years with your car. Wanda Vaughn RTR, Slow 99, Gypsy, the original SB, Nat Jew, Anthony McGinnis, and all the usual suspects. Millwright's Garage, Bill, Only Rears in the House, Carter's TV, Butcher, Mustang, Smokey, Whippled, Midnight, Capcom, and Bryson Witt. Okay, on Facebook the other day, I put up a post. And it was a very simple post because I was kind of tongue-in-cheek making fun of the gray area that we live in. Check it out. Alejandro Flores, 2 days ago. Shout out to all the shops / people admitting to removing emissions equipment carbon traps on Facebook with their 2024 Mustang. Not like the EPA isn't watching you self-snitch. Popcorn emoji. Sergio Sanchez says, I never understood why people post shit like that. Like, oh, remove the cats, blah, blah. Shut up and just, make your car fast. D-Rock Fox is here saying, we're laughing. Dewey Stratton says, EPA, they only find you and kill. ATF kills your dog. Scott Clark, he's a tuner. Mostly does standalone stuff. Is anyone here old enough to remember DirecTV card hacking? Every single person that ever did one of those made it on the list. Very few people got away with it when it was done. They're doing the exact same thing to EPA violators. They send letters to the ambulance chaser local law firms in your small town and offer them a percentage of the fines. That's the reason some of us are getting those dumb phone calls from guys who want to disable catalyst code on their V6 Camaro. They're pretty easy to spot. But eventually what's going on is certain companies who sell you tools to modify the programming on your ECU will protect themselves by turning over a list of names like AEM and Holly and Motec. Everyone will fucking jump ship. It doesn't matter. And we pointed that out to Mr. Scott Clark. Then Justin Dugan, out of all people, chimed in. So where is it? Here we go. From my research, again, guys, gray area. The EPA doesn't tell you what you can or cannot do. The EPA just says that's illegal. They don't say, by the way, you can remove the carbon traps. Justin Dugan from American Muscle says, just my research, traps are not federally mandated. Actually, they are. But anyway, emissions control device and should not be equated to such items as catalytic converters. Yes, they should be. If they were, they would be on every car after blah, blah, blah model year. They are. There would be laws calling for their requirement. There are. Instead, they're a way for manufacturers to achieve a certain status on vehicles with acquiring PZEV credits in order to sell cars in states like California. This is also a stall tactic to keep CARB happy until the push to an all ZEV standard in 2035. The big tell will be when the aftermarket starts producing intakes for the 24 plus cars. I'm curious to see what the play will be. My guess is they'll produce them without traps and states aren't legal for California, but time will tell. John Lund chimed in. That's right. This thing got good. John Lund says, while it might not be specific, that's probably part of the problem. The EPA has a very ambiguous definition of what's considered tampering and have mentioned it in a couple of documents released over the last few years. Modifying the intake system and calibrating for a modified intake system could fall under their enforcement. It's a giant gray area. I think up until this point, it's been easier for the aftermarket to just tune the new MAF as it was needed for the engine to operate. Primary input for fuel control, without doing so, could argue it would not be emissions compliance as it wouldn't be calibrated properly to maintain target lambda properly. Same goes for map sensor setups and speed density logic. This, however, is the first time, to my knowledge, Ford has now implemented both MAF and MAP, with MAP being the primary for fuel control. So now begs the question, why have a MAF? Let alone two. Is there monitoring something obviously? Are they monitoring something obviously? I've already heard enough through the grapevine that removing the air filters caused MAF codes for each bank. That's never been a thing on Ford prior. On stock Airbox 2018 and dyno testing, I removed the air filter with no ill effector codes. So is the aftermarket in a gray area if they modify the intake system to accommodate what the PCM is looking for it to be happy for that monitoring? What about modifying the PCM to properly monitor the MAF housings? It's an odd territory to be in, and I think it's in our tiny little aftermarket's best interest to handle it with some care and caution, especially with how it's discussed on YouTube. Then Scott Clark tells Justin Dugan about the EPA. Then Mr. Nick James himself. Hydrocarbon traps have been on Mustangs since 2011 and have been a requirement for any aftermarket cold air intake to get a CARB EO number on those vehicles. Tampering laws apply to the EVAT system in the same way they apply to the catalyst. Unless you can do a shed test to prove that yours can pass an EVAP emissions without a hydrocarbon trap, it's federally illegal. To my knowledge, nobody has passed the test for an intake without a hydrocarbon trap for 11 plus Mustang. And I said, I was waiting for you to chime in as you have intimate knowledge in this area. So basically, Justin Dugan said, well, what do you mean Tuners have been doing this for a while, basically, and he wasn't saying it in a negative way. Let's be straight up here. I'll read it. Fuck it, we got time. Nick and John. That's why I preface my statement from saying from my research. It's always good to hear from others in a given subject, especially now as things are way more carefully scrutinized than ever. That being said, I'm still not sure how we're talking about here is any different from adding an aftermarket cold air, catch can, or tune for that matter, because they're not, oh my God. In a non-carb scenario, which was my point. Nick, I know hydro traps have been on other cars in the past since the 3-valve, until Ford removed them on the later build. This is kind of an inconsistency I was referring to in my earlier post. And that's why, in my opinion, grouping these in the CATs and DEF systems is a little disingenuous. Messing with those are a hard, fast no. However, as John and others stated, there's been to see a lot of gray area on the intake side. All of a sudden, few people remove carbon traps on 650s. Hell, they were doing it on 3-valves back in 05, and people are freaking out. People are freaking out, while at the same time I know that many aftermarkets sell non-carb compliant intake systems without carbon traps and have for years. Why is this no outrage here? If we're talking tampering, then we can go even further. Tuning companies selling tunes would effectively fall into that same category, not if they're carb compliant. Not if they don't mess with emissions. Not if they make it more efficient. No, not at all. As well as I imagine that reason why Lund is an off-road waiver in California. Why is it okay to advertise tuning services, aka tampering, knowing that it's illegal according to CARB and the Little 2 Clean Air Act and the Title 2 of the Clean Air Act? In some states and fine in others, I guess I'm just failing to see the difference. Anyway, John Lund said, I think you should probably send an email to the EPA and ask if it's okay to video yourself removing carbon traps and cats on YouTube. The EPA or CARB doesn't care how we as an industry define anything. And that's the point of my post. It's making fun of the stupid situation. The disingenuousness isn't defined by us. It's defined by them. The ambiguity of the situation is in fact disingenuous. So when someone like a Justin Dugan says, I don't get it. How is this different? How is this the same as posting us removing cats? This is why. Now Ford has a way of monitoring the intake system. Do you understand? Now Ford has 2 mass airflow sensors that don't have anything to do with fueling control. Listen to that again because I need to repeat it for the dum-dums. Ford in 2024 instituted 2 MAF sensors, 2 throttle bodies. For what reason? Not power. It's to monitor airflow, bank 1, bank 2. So some people have removed air filters and it throws MAF codes. So the computer is looking for a certain airflow. We removed the filter from an 18 to 23 Mustang, no issue, no codes. 24 Mustang, MAF codes. So now that car introduced something that's going to really blow your guys' mind. It is no different to show you removing the carbon trap, an emissions item from a 24 Mustang on video, then sawing the cat off, putting a pipe in there and saying 30 free horsepower. You are showing people that you are now tampering, physically tampering with a federally mandated device on a car that is an emissions control item. Why would you not? Tell me again, any manufacturer, any YouTuber, any shop, any business. Why would you never on video show yourself taking a Sawzall to a catalytic converter and welding a pipe in there? You know that's an emissions control item, right? You know that's a big no-no. The carbon trap is an emissions item. Removing it from the intake system in a car is the same as removing the cat because it is an emissions control item. The tampering is defined by the Environmental Protection Agency. The tampering is not defined by you, me, nobody else but them. So if you're gonna do that, don't tell anybody. Why did I start saying free-flowing exhaust all of a sudden? Okay, in our industry, in the tuning industry, we know more than almost every shop ever. Every single shop that is messing with Mustangs right now know an eighth of what we do. Why don't we say stuff? Because it'll just put a magnifying glass on you. If we start spouting off the stuff that we know, it'll start really making people go, what do they know? What? Wait a minute. Because we get all this information from 17 different people lawyers, EPA, this, that, this manufacturer, that manufacturer, because we have access to a lot of customers that get tuned by us. And we have to be compliant. We can't go out there and step all over the gray area like we're stupid. And we still, to this day, get people saying, hey, I got cat codes. Can you get rid of them? No, never in history can you get rid of cat codes. It is illegal to do so. We have to operate and be compliant. So if you would never chop off a catalytic converter on video, you should never take out a carbon trap on video. Remember the video of the guy in the Mach 1 calling me out saying, Alex should do his research because the Mach 1 makes as much power as the previous generation. Wait for it. If you remove the carbon trap. Oh, okay. Well, guess what? A Gen 3 Mustang will make more power than a Mach 1 if you remove the CADs, put a bigger cold air, and throw E85 in it with aftermarket injectors. You are now modifying it from its stock form. So stock, it does not make more power than the previous generation. The 24 Mustang stock is a dud when it comes to power output. Mod for mod. And if you start going, well, it'll make the same power if you start removing carbon traps, taking filters out, and putting headers on and taking the catalytic converters out. Well, no fucking shit, Sherlock. If grandma had balls, she'd be grandpa. You can't say 24 Mustang is better after 800 mods that are illegal to do. And you now say, now it's better. Well, it's not stock anymore. Stock for stock is stock for stock. So when people say Mach 1 makes good power once you remove the carbon trap. So when you modify it, it is now more powerful or makes the same power as the previous setup. That's exactly what I've been saying all along. But the big kicker is the fact that the car can throw codes. It has 2 MAF sensors. The MAF sensors are not responsible for fueling. So when you modify the mass airflow area, why did Whipple put 2 mass airflow sensors on their shit? Go ahead, make sense of that. Go ahead, think about it. Sit back and think about why Whipple had to install 2 cold air intakes with their blower. Do you think it was maximum flow? Compliance. Compliance, compliance, compliance. In order for this kit to get a CARB EO, you have to retain the Bank 1, Bank 2 MAF sensors and not pass the threshold that they're looking for. So imagine, let's totally make something up. Let's say you put an aftermarket filter on your stock housing. Aftermarket filter that flows more. Let's say like a mesh style filter. So no rocks get in it, but more airflow gets in it. And the car drives fine, but it throws MAF codes. It is the same thing as putting a high flow catalytic converter in the car. It throwing P0420, P0430 codes, but it runs fine. But it is illegal to kill the code. You're telling me you're going to take a brand new Mustang and you're going to have 16 check engine lights to do what? To sell a product? Parts companies have to sell a product. Parts companies can't do anything with the 24 Mustang in terms of tuning, so they have to make a product. So there's right now probably a S&B is probably making a filter for it. And then when they put it on the 24 Mustang, they go, hey, have you ever seen this before? It threw MAF codes. Why do you think it threw MAF codes? Because the sensors detected a threshold past its calibrated spec. When you take out the catalytic converter, the O2 sensors sense a threshold past its calibrated spec, and it throws a check engine light. If you want to tread on the gray area, be ready to get a visit. I used to work for VMP. Do you see their EGR delete plates on their site anymore? A piece of metal. Just a piece of metal with an elongated stud. Do you see them on the website anymore? Why do you think they got a visit? Because you are selling parts to specifically defeat emissions. Oh, you remove something? And then you put something in its place, which is a piece of metal with 2 holes in it? Yeah, that's illegal. That is a tampering device. So, operate in the gray area. Don't be surprised if you get a call. We're tuners. We don't sell parts. We tell you, high flow cats, it's going to get a check engine light. But wait a minute. The header manufacturer told me it needed a tune. The header manufacturer is wrong. Every header manufacturer that tells you you need to be tuned for long tube headers in order for the light to go off, they're lying to you. You need to find a tuner that's willing to break the law and kill the codes. The 24 Mustang proved you don't need anything to go fast. You've seen guys go way into the 11s, and one group went into the 10s with nitrous. And I'm like, yeah, just like 2011. Exactly like 2011. Somebody went 10s with nitrous with no tuning, but tampering like a motherfucker. So if you're a shop that sells parts, if you're a shop that wants to show people stuff, and you're out there deleting carbon traps, might as well just cut catalytic converters off on video, because it's the same thing. We'll talk about it. Am I full of shit? Am I saying stuff that comes with no basis or no knowledge or no background, no background knowledge of how the operating system works and how it can work? And are you saying I'm way off because I'm trying to warn you to not step in the gray area? Cool. Keep cutting cats, keep taking carbon traps off, and then don't be Pikachu face when they show up and send you an RFI, request for information. Church Automotive and Dyno Tuning. For continuously dropping truth bombs where it counts. Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Alex, running both of my pumped constant 4, does the PSI and the regulator remain the same 65? Yes. Bring them back down to, if you're running them both constant, reset the fuel pressure. Hey, Alec, I don't know if you already covered this, but I thought of this. Do you know if the Whipple for the 24 retains the carbon traps? It has to. It has to. I can't imagine the Whipple doesn't retain some, either a liner. It doesn't have to be the carbon trap like the 24 Mustang GT has, but it can be like a liner, meaning like some kind of spray-in liner on the outside, because it has to pass carb testing. Their cold air will not pass carb testing. They don't get an EO number. They can't sell it to California cars where they're based out of. We'll skip that. Get the likes up, says Jacob. Take all that shit out of that dud S650. Examples for such parts, devices, elements, and design include the onboard diagnostic systems, DTC sensors and oxygen, oxide, nitrogen, ammonia, and particulate filters. PO101, PO420, and PO430 is the new norm, says Kellen Stocks. Not to mention the code's been straight to... Bentley. Thank you so much. That is an extremely good point. How come it's not coming up? There it is. Your car now reports back to Ford. Your car, the moment I showed you what happened with my Escalade, I have a service engine light on, not a check engine light. Like I have something to do with the safety system, like the parking sensors. It sent that to Cadillac. Cadillac called me and says,
"Hello there. We noticed that you got a light on your truck, and we want to have to schedule you to come in and take a look at that thing. Do you know what I'm saying?"
And I was like, whoa, they know. Now the 24 Mustang reports back to Ford. PO420, PO430, PO101, MAF codes, MAF Bank 1, MAF Bank 2, over threshold, inefficiency. Excuse me, sir. Your car just kicked off a whole bunch of codes. Yeah, I was drag racing it. Yeah, just to let you know, your warranty's shit. What do you mean? I haven't tuned it. No, it doesn't matter. You are modifying the vehicle, and it is operating beyond the threshold from the factory calibration. We're going to go ahead and delete your fucking warranty and flag you. Your VIN number now has a flag on it. And it says, this car had previous if you look at the service records of cars that report back home, like especially on Chevy vehicles, if they go to the dealership religiously, everything that ever happened ever to that car or truck reports back to a certain database. You took out the filters just for a test on a dyno, through math codes. Ford got that. You put headers on in dumps, and it threw PO420, PO430 codes. Ford got that. You have no idea. And the people say, well, in the past, this didn't happen. Again, 2024, new operating system, new Mustang, new cold air setups, new everything. So everything that you knew from the past, erase it. This car reports home, has sensors for airflow situations, and it'll throw codes if it's beyond threshold. I see a YouTube video of two old dudes explaining what the carbon trap did, then proceeded to take it off anyway. I'm not going to name the guy because those old dudes have no idea. I mean, no idea. People think it's not a big deal. What's the big deal, Alex? What's the big deal? What's the big deal? Would you ever chop off the cat on video? Hell no, that's crazy. That's an emissions item. Same as the carbon trap. Same as the carbon trap. You removed the carbon trap, car made more power, you just defeated an emissions device. Managed to snag a basically brand new inbox Lon Engage yesterday. Goodbye, Palm Beach Dyno. Hello, Lon. No more one email every 2 weeks anymore. Whatever. I mean, yeah, it's whatever. I'm not even going to get into it. You get me into that, it's going to be a rabbit hole of shit, and it'll be a 5-hour show. Ford Tech here, and it sends a full snapshot of everything that was going to go on when the DCT was set. Thank you, Kenneth Gwynn. Can you elaborate? Ford Tech here, and it sends a full snapshot of everything that was going on when the DCT was set. So, when you say a snapshot, can you be more specific? Justin says, Alex, skin got darker during that impersonation. Blalix. ET phone home. EPA hanging out at the racetracks. FBI since Jan 6. We're going to go in there, and we're going to race and remove all the carbon traps. Fed. Ray Epps. Ramon Epstones. Oh, my name is not Ray Epps. It's Ramon Estones. Hey, that's a nice 24 Mustang you got there. Thank you. You know, if you remove the carbon traps, it gains 4 horsepower. Well, go ahead. Oh, let me video you doing it. Oh, bro. Go ahead. Fuck around and find out. A lot of shops are going to hear this and go, he's making fun of us. You stupid sons of bitches. Every single one of your stupid sons of bitches. I'm warning you. I'm helping you. I'm trying anyway. But motherfuckers don't. They go, he's just a douchebag. He's just a douchebag. He used to flip his hat. He don't know what he's talking about. Meanwhile, I've been ahead of the curve on everything. Go ahead. Keep removing carbon traps, you dumb motherfuckers. Carbon trapped your ass. I have a 2020 Jeep Gladiator, and it even the TPMS sensors reports to the dealership. I got an email notifying me that my TPMS light is on. I saw that video with those two old dudes. I was like, whoa. Why don't you just cut the cats off and just really get after it? Like, you know how I could make 20 more horsepower? How's that, Bill? If I saw the cats off. Well, let's go ahead and do that. Holy shit, the Dark Horse is magnificent. It made 460 horsepower without cats and carbon traps. Stupid. What engine load percentage was wheel speed intake temp? Wait, what engine load percentage was wheel speed intake temp, coolant temp if traction was lost? What the fuck is he talking about? They even get notifications when you remove your seats at the track. Hello, this is Ford. We see you have an emissions code. We'll need you to bring it in or it will void your warranty. Paul Pontiu, dropping a like. Gerardo Lucatero, also a tech here. Snapshots show the STX code, what time it occurred, what RPM you were at, what fuel trims, what engine temp, what transmission temp, and multiple other PIDs. I think this is what Homeboy was trying to say. Kenneth Gwynn. It tells you what engine load percentage was, what the wheel speed, what the intake air temp was, what the coolant temp was, and if traction was lost. Oh my God, I love you. Ford gets that specific information back when it kicks a check engine light. So every single car that has headers in it, on a 24 and up Mustang gets a report back to Ford the moment you turned it on and it kicked a light. The moment you took your cats off and put a header in and took cats off and turned the car on, bam, Ford got a report. You don't think Ford's going to go, hey, we're not going to warranty this. Ford needs to save money wherever they can. Their workers are striking. They're not pumping cars out. There is no more revenue coming in. So what do you think Ford's going to do? You think they're going to cover every single little thing on your Mustang when you gutted the cats or gutted the carbon traps, gutted the intake? You took out the air straightener, you took out the carbon trap, you took out the cats. You think they're going to honor the warranty? Like that's where you're at right now? Bro, you are smoking whatever the fuck you're smoking. I need some of that shit, bro. I need it. What's crazy is Magnetic Pony. 0 emails from them yet. I get it. Magnetic Pony, I know you're happy. I'm not here to bash other shops, okay? You got to understand, when it comes to the Coyote tuning game, there is only Lund. Everyone else is just competing for scraps. And they're not giving you good customer service. And that's okay. There is no more competition. That shit is over. I love you. Carburetor it is. Can't wait for the videos titled, I got a call from Ford. Like that kid on TikTok. I got a call from Ford and say my warranty is voided. The kid on TikTok drove through a puddle and his car stopped running. And I guess, can someone out there verify for me? Where is the PCM located on a 24 Mustang? See, the PCM on a 18 to 23 is in the engine bay inside, and it has 3 connectors, and there is no way of getting that sucker wet. It's under the fuse box, passenger side, but behind the headlight by the AC line, kind of tucked in there. You almost have to like remove the windshield washer reservoir to unbolt it and get it out. Not really unbolt it, but to get the bracket out for the PCM. Where is the PCM located on 24 and up Mustangs? Before, I want to be most streeter. The EPA would shit if they realized you can pass emissions with no cats if you run 85. I got a call from my Toyota dealer today because the maintenance light came on, along with their new F-250 work trucks. Car enthusiast, thank you so much for the money. I won't buy a Hellcat Redeye because of the popularity with the rappers. It takes about $15K to get a ZL1 to about 750 horsepower. Next car, either a C601, hey, I got one, 21 M4, with about 8,000 of those 3 become a handful, bro. There you go. I'm not a Mustang guy. I'm a Coyote guy. The Coyote in the Fairmont, badass. The Coyote in the F-150, badass. Mustang culture is Freddie Mercury, 1982, AIDS. Like, really set in, really fucked up, pimples on the butt, the whole 9 yards. Okay, cool. I want nothing to do with that, because it's AIDS. I'm a Coyote guy. So the Mustang has a Coyote motor, so I'm going to cover it. But do you think I'm going to go out of my way to defend Mustang? Do you think I'm going to go out of my way to defend something that has a drift stick? Something that has carbon traps stock? Something that has revving on a key fob? Fuck no. I'm going to really defend the Coyote motor. Just like LS guys are LS guys and they put it in a notch and say, I'm an LS fan. I don't give a fuck. I'm putting in anything because I'm an LS fan. I'm a Coyote guy, not a Mustang guy. If you want a warranty, you should mod it, period. What do you think about ESS kits? Stop it. Ned Darb underlog. Come on, man. Where have you been? Got to run later. Amory says, Bondo Bird. Did your first Gen 3 Mustang have any mods before trading it in? 0. Okay, yeah. I took the pedal spring out. I tuned it. But I took the pedal spring out. The engine started rattling. Again, 2018. Engine started rattling. Broke the shift forks. And then the fuel pump died. I went to the dealership. I'm like, this thing's a fucking dud. And they're like, oh, so we worked it out. Got me into a brand new 2019 for nothing off my shit. Payment didn't go up, nothing off my back. They worked some numbers and made it happen. And that 2019 was phenomenal. Phenomenal. Caught a Shelby owner trying to get a coolant tank warranted and looked at the snapshot and was on for 12 minutes and the engine load was 90%. And the sensors showed him doing a 6-minute burnout. I love you, Kenneth Quinn. I love you texts that fill me in as to what the car is reporting back to Ford. So if you're like, oh, well, I got a coolant leak. Your 6-minute burnout didn't help. What do you mean? This thing sends a snapshot back to Ford, Sync 3 or Sync 4, whatever the fuck it is, and it reports back what the fuck you were doing when your coolant leak occurred. You were beating the ever-living shit out of it. It didn't happen just in regular steady-state stuff. And this is what the customer will say. Isn't it designed to do that? No. You put a Coyote on the rev limiter, it will blow up. You go ahead. Put your Coyote on the rev limiter. Bone stock tune, bone stock everything. Put it on the rev limiter for 3 minutes. It'll blow up. They'll say it's you're driving it beyond its specified, tolerances or something. What about the C8 Corvette? I see they run good number stock. Again, this is another thing I wanted to bring up. So Cooper Brigetti goes on his page and he's like, hey, nobody's talking about the C8 E-Ray. And I'm like, the fuck we're not? Absolutely. So somebody tagged me in it. And Cooper Brigetti and I had a back and forth. And I was like, dude, I've been talking about this thing for years. I have been talking about the C8 for years. I've been talking about not the E-Ray specifically, but a all-wheel drive. Once the ZR1 started to be rumored to be all-wheel drive, then the E-Ray was announced. I was all over that sauce. I was all over that shit. And I was like, bro, I'm in, but it's $104,000. So I'm like, well, what am I going to do? I want a Viper. A Viper to me is like the pinnacle of the Dodge's engineering. Hellcats are cool, but the rappers love that shit. So I ain't fucking with it. Cause I don't need to make a girl get, where is it? She was getting fucked in the back. She was getting fucked in the back of the Hellcat.
Cause I'm trifling, 40 Glock on my nightstand. Roll up his backwood before he put that pipe in. Bitch, I'm busting jugs in the Hellcat, in the backseat, getting fucked from the back.
I gotta admit, the beat's fire as fuck. Brand new yellow 2020 GT500 off the trailer burnout video. Hardcore burnout, no break-in, motor dead. I forget. YouTube channel. Bought a ticket for World Cup just to see the Peasant Chat sticker in person on the channel. We got him $3,200 after I kicked in my $500. I sent him a check because I didn't want the PayPal fees fucking around or nothing. So I said, all right, bank account, sent him a check, $3,200. It was 26 and change. I threw in another 500. I said like 3,200. Let's make it even 3,200. So I gave him like 580 out of my pocket. Saw a C8 Z06 today, sexy as fuck. Not intended for track use. The engine did not survive the test. Oh, so put it on the rev limiter and it blows up like everything else? Common sense. Right, Skin Lab. And these Coyote guys think that they can just do burnouts and slam it on the limiter and the car's going to survive. And I'm like, no. No engine on the planet lays on the limiter and survives. So, what do you think? We don't know because we haven't data logged it yet. But let's say the new 2024 Mustang, you remove the carbon traps, you remove the air straightener, and you remove the cats. Is the tune doing anything weird to compensate for that? Is the tune going, let's just like lean it out to kill power, like a torque source. Let's just kill spark to kill power. Let's just like really soften up the shifts to kill power. Like, does it go into a protection mode? And you're out there, like the fucking squid. Where's that squid? Yeah. Oh, give me that, baby. Oh, I gotta add the lightning. Where's the? Okay, I got. Yeah, Mustang power, Mustang. Yeah. Oh shit! Let me send it to Ford. Sir, this snapshot says you were in Detroit next to a shit ass. You were in Klingon Detroit. Romulus. You were in Romulus, Detroit on this shit ass street with this shit. You were listening to the radio had an 8 Mile soundtrack on and you blew it up. I don't know what you're talking about. I was going to Starbucks. I was going to Starbucks. And I was going to get me a mocha chip frappuccino. And then I shit my pants. The car will report to home base. I wish I could post a pic on this chat to show you all the notifications I get from 2012 150. I'm currently driving. Extremely intrusive. Car enthusiast. YDBT4life at gmail.com. Send me the picture. YDBT, the number 4, life at gmail.com. Send me the picture. What's the name of that burnout clip? I want to see the video. Bro, it's like Detroit street racing. Dude. We outside. Let me see. Let me see if I can find that stupid ass sound clip. Detroit street racing. Detroit. All right, street racing. GT 500. No, fuck. It's gonna bring up the old shit. When tire prep on point, cocky Mustang owner. Oh my god, I hate that. I hate these video titles. They're so stupid. Fuck it. I'm not gonna find it. KSI. Why is KSI on my shit? Nah, fuck it. I don't care. I lost interest. It wasn't the first one on my list. I lost interest. 6.2 Hemi Power says, once you disconnect the factory PCM on 15 to 20 through 15 to 23,
Hellcats and track hoes.
the PCM stores a tampering code in the BCM that only the Dino scanner can see the flagged VIN.
Hellcats and track hoes.
Fuck out of here. Diarrhea sound after the revs. Can I make that happen? Let me see. Okay, I gotta find it. Diarrhea. Okay, I got diarrhea, squid. Oh, okay, let's try to make it happen. Here we go. There we go. That's the fluid coming out. I tried. I tried my best. Is 2024 the first year that Mustangs are reporting back to Ford? 2023 prior safe from that? I don't think so. I don't think that. The people that are Gerardo Lucatero and the people that are Ford techs, what year Mustang or Ford operating system started reporting back to home base? I bet you it was when like Sync 4 came out or Sync 3.5 or whatever the fuck. Yeah, WMS tuning, dude, the guy is retarded. Like, there are people listening to that dude. And I'm like, and they go, Alex doesn't know nothing. I've been right about every single fucking thing I say. Why? Because I have inside baseball knowledge. I'm not going out there telling Viking to sell me shocks so I can rename them under something else. That's douchebaggery. Imagine I go to like Corsa and go, let me get the same exact muffler, but let me just call it something else. And then the label on it says Corsa. and you hashtag it. you hashtag it. You shops. I seen you. That's why I don't fucks with you. You hashtag that motherfucker. Did you notice that I stopped fucking with you all of a sudden? Now you know why. I work for Lexus. I had a Lexus RCF come in with a knocking engine trying to claim warranty. Snapshot showed me multiple misfires. RPM passed the stock 7,000 RPM and the car was going 126 miles an hour by warranty. But it has track mode 21, I think, says JD Swag. 18 plus, anything FDRS. 2019 Sync, 2019 F-150, FLKA. The day I bought my Mustang, I avoided my warranty. Didn't care, wanted to go fast. Alex, you're still looking to sell your notchback. Look, nobody has fucking money. This is what's going to happen when I sell my notchback. Hi, I'd like $8,500. Whoa, is it clean? Is the title clean? Is it one owner? I ran the Carfax. It's the fucking notch. It has been busted. It has been busted in. It probably got 17 different interiors. Probably got 6 different fucking body panels from 6 different cars. But it makes 460 horsepower. Got TKO, built rear end, and it rolls the fuck out. Can I get the Carfax? On a notch? On an Anyfox? Are you psycho? I want people to go, here's $8,500. I like the car. When the parts firm had it for sale, I said I want it. Did I ask them Carfax? Did I ask them about interior shots? I want it. It made 460. Send it to my fucking house. Here's money. Y'all motherfuckers that are buying cars, first of all, got no money. Second of all, you want a carbon date the paint. Well, I don't know. The clear coat is peeling a little bit. and the wheels are, I don't know. Fuck out of my life. No. You got money? Give me money. That's it. You don't got it and you want to go over with a fine-tooth comb? Vete pa'l carajo. This thing needs everything. But it's fast. That's all I want it for. Cap, you have a YDBT Corsa tip that would bring premium money. What, do I have that? Do I have that? Where is it? Bro. This is back when Corsa. Mira. 1 of 1. Bro, this is back when Corsa was trying to get in good with Homeboy. And they sent me the wackest fucking exhaust I ever heard in my life. I'm like, bro, this exhaust sucks. And they're like, what you mean it sucks? I'm like, it sucks. So they sent me this. A Corsa, I should do a giveaway. I don't want this motherfucker. Could you imagine? Corsa tip. Corsa blow. What? This is exactly how Corsa sounds. Chicka chicka. What a piece of junk. I might give it away. Corsa gaze. Nothing look good. A polished black tip dropped by like Alex does have a Fox Resonator deleters. Exactly. Alex, do you recommend I get an aftermarket intercooler for my twin turbo kit? Any thoughts? I did some reading on Facebook and people recommend tuning it for a custom 6-inch intercooler. Carter's TV, whatever group you're in telling you that, leave that fucking group right now. A tune for an intercooler? Is the math in the intercooler? I've been trying to sell a CJ manifold. Nobody can afford it. I'll take them to the Lobo offers and they still don't show up. They're so broke they can't afford their own face. Right. When people say, Alex, are you still selling the notch? This is the move. I want it. When can I meet you to give you money? Oh, tell me about it. And they want to have a fucking conversation non-stop about everything. Look at my videos. All the information is there. The moment I entertained the idea of selling it and I put a number out there, I got my emails full of people asking me the dumbest fucking questions about a fucking notch. You know how badly those things get run through. And this motherfucker wanted to know intimate information about this car. Bro, do you want it or not? No? Get out of my life. Fuck out of here. I'll keep it. Things paid for. Corsa blows the ass to the extremes. I'll pay a premium for your tip. Just pulled the 22 Mustang and it doesn't use OTA. 24 will be the first ones to phone home, says Kenneth Gwynn. 2019 plus, we need to connect to the car and FDRS will show us the snapshot. Kenneth Gwynn confirms that 24 and up Mustangs automatically phone home. Congratulations, those of you that put headers on. You avoided your warranty. So, Mr. Phillips, let me ask you a question. Kenneth Gwynn, let me ask you a question. Based on your experience at Ford, if it throws cat codes and the car has any issue, even if it's unrelated to the exhaust, trans, engine, axle, anything, is the warranty voided? Tell me about it. What the fuck? You have hours of video, right? I have hours of video on that car and they're like, tell me about the car. What's done to it? Stop. The same people that probably think Resonator Deleter needs a tune. Also, the Resonator Deleter. That is my favorite thing. The favorite mod I've ever seen is the Resonator Deleter.
We have an MBRP Resonator Deleter.
Resonator Deleter. Like, edit that out. Totally edit it out. No, you put it in there. Alfredo Diaz. Okay, I stopped trying to flip parts because nobody would pay below market asking price. Marketplace is full of poors and insulting offers. Those people are the window shoppers to bother people. When I worked for Ford, they started reporting from late 2018 and up, Ford, not just Mustangs. I meant bigger supercharger pulley. What? I'm behind on the line. Looks like Alex ripped me a new one. I'll catch up later. I don't know. Ford needs to change his name to ET, phone home. I used to try to sell stock parts when I would let them go for super cheap and nobody would buy them. People are so cheap nowadays. Guys, I don't sell anything. Look, there are 2 cars I'm interested in on Facebook Marketplace. They are ridiculously overpriced. I would never hit them up until I said, I don't care about the price. I want the car. You know what I mean? Like, if you need the part, you buy it. So when people say, Alex, are you selling the Mustang? I'll entertain offers. Where else can you see a car that's capable of going 10s, makes 460, stick, TKO, carbureted? You know, it's not perfect, no way. But it'll run the number for under $10,000. Okay. It's got C-clip eliminators, 5-lug, 373s, aluminum drive shaft, TKO 500, spec clutch, Lakewood bell, coilovers in the back, 9010s in the front, a stroked 351, which is probably a 427 based on all of the data that I got, because it makes 460 wheel. So that means like it's like 530 crank. Show me a notch that makes 530 crank with a TKO, 373s, all the doohickeys, that's under $10,000. People that ask want to browbeat me about price. Would you take 7,500? You know what? 8,500 is the only way. That's like the lowest I'd take. If I start working on the car, clean it up, and paint it, it's gonna be a $15,000 car. We are nice to some. Resonator deleter and hot dog water tune. Resonator and muffler deletes on Mopars. Ew, I hate the way they sound. Kenneth Gwynn says, if it's tuned, we refuse to touch it. But okay. But what if it's not tuned, but they deleted all the emissions components? Hey, Alex, I love drifting, and I think drag racing is gay. Why do you hate on drifting so much? Love the content, by the way. Sloppy Boy Films. This is why. Is drifting racing? Yes or no? Do 70% of the people in the audience have herpes? Yes or no? Are most of the cars LS swapped 240s? Yes or no? So you're going to want me to go to an event around herpes-ridden fans to watch LS swapped 240s not race. That's what you want? Stop. Ratworks works at a part shop, gets lots of quotes, requests. 80% of the people are looking for parts they can't afford, just blowing smoke up your ass. I've been trying to sell my Paxton 22 for a few months now. Like everyone else has mentioned, everybody wants to ask questions. Nobody wants the money. By the way, that reminded me. Finally, we got somebody that has gone 8s with a Paxton in an S550 nonetheless. A 2200 SL Paxton. And if I'm not mistaken, that is a Turbo 400 car. Let me go check. Let me go see. I saw the post. Here you go. Yep, here it is. His name is JJ Manis. It says, boy, it doesn't have. It only has 2 comments. Damn, 2 comments. Okay. Previously posted. So do you have the actual mods, dude? Not so good air. She spun. I don't know the mods. Anyway, this is a 100-shot Paxton car that looks like it has a Turbo 400 based on the sound. Okay, and it ran 890 at 151 S550. So that's legit. That's legit. A Paxton Lund-tuned car, 8.9 with a soft 135. That is a soft 60. So if this thing can like 121, 120, this bitch an 870 car, like all day, every day. So good for him. Congratulations to him. A Paxton car in the 8. So you can do it with a Paxton in a 100 shot, 100%. Straight up ignored my $20 message. Oh, here we go. Edward Hidalgo. Coño. Here we go. Edward Hidalgo. What's up, Alex? Badass channel, dude. I currently got a bolt-on Gen 1 Coyote on E85. Got us at a Comp Cam Stage 3. Debating on install the Paxton. You as a tuner would recommend installing cams? No. Nope. Sell the cams if you're going to put the blower on. Your stock cams will keep the torque that it currently has. Aftermarket cams will kill the torque down low. But you'll get a lot more high RPM horsepower. So if you're a roll racer and you start your pull at 5,500 RPMs, put the cams on. Fuck it. But if you daily drive the thing and you don't want it to feel super lazy, I'm telling you, the cams are going to hurt you. I'd rather keep the stock cams in there, depending on how you use the car. As someone that hates Dodge, I'm really happy to see the garbage street takeovers generally all Dodges. How do you think a 24 Coyote is going to hold up in the factory two-step? I can't wait to see the videos of Gen 4 Coyotes windowing the block. I don't think it'll window the block because I think it's low. It's like a 5,000 RPM limit. It's not that big of a deal. They want Hialeah Credit Union to finance it. Ha! Can I give you half now and the rest in payments? Hell no. So what's the price on it? I already said it. That's how I was selling anything. No, what's this say, bro? Bro, Alex just scared the shit out of my dog. That's way back. Drifting is for young douches with cars and mommy daddies bought them. Okay. Coming in late. I spent over a year trying to work with the trade industry legislative reps to effectively combat the EPA. Their lack of hustle, creativeness, and urgency is heartbreaking. SVT performance. Don't you know? Aren't you absolutely disappointed as to how blasé the industry and the reps are when it comes to this type of enforcement? Like and it's not just Ford, it's Chevy, it's Dodge, it's everything. Why did I tell you guys a year ago that old shit is going to be hot going forward? I told you guys a long time ago. This new shit, it's done. It's done. It's the last. What's that thing that whales do when they're floating and their insides are exploding, and then they do the death burp? Have you ever seen a death burp? I'll show you a death burp. That's pretty awesome. A whale, typically when it's dead, fills up with gases. It floats to the top, and then it gives off a final burp, and its insides just explode. And that is the industry right now. The automotive performance and racing industry, aftermarket, is a death burp. By the way, one of the most badass Instagram pages is Nature is Metal. Nature is Metal. This is a whale death burp. There we go.
I'm not running here.
Oh yeah, oh yeah.
My truck's little dirty. No, it just blew up.
Yeah, there it is. That's the industry right there. That's cold air intakes. That's everything. A death burp. And when that happens, we're in the middle of a death burp. People don't even realize what they're doing. They're slowly killing the industry, slowly filling up with gas, and one day something is gonna go over the edge and kill everything off. Now, the nice thing is we can tune ship 23 and under for years and years and years. There's still Fox body tuners out there. There's still LT tuners out there, first LT. There's still a bunch of LS tuners out there. Okay? So people like us, we're gonna feed our families. We're gonna make money. But if your job is to sell new parts, latest and greatest, to the new cars out there, understand this. If your shit is not going electric or hybrid or introducing hybrid or electric stuff to the market, you're the dinosaur and the asteroid just came across Jupiter. Yep. Oh, Jupiter didn't catch it. It's coming towards Earth. All good. How you guys doing? Let's chop off cats. Cool. What's that? Boom! Blows up. What happened? It's over. It's over. And you did nothing to diversify. It's over. It's over.
Nothing is over. Nothing.
Yep.
You just don't turn it off.
We're in the middle of a death burp. There goes my taco Thursday. The auto industry is going to die like the episode of South Park where people shit when they die. You ever consider tuning the LS boys? Fuck no. There's way too many and they're better at me, and I don't want to deal with any $200 or $300 tune. I don't want to beg and scrape. I will do this. I will become an automotive industry reporter. I will travel. I'll interview influential people that I think are interesting and funny. I will make a buck. I will survive. I won't thrive, but I'll survive. That's not a problem. I don't want to go back to mill writing. Fuck all that. Alex, would you recommend LM intake only? Nope. No. I do not recommend those cams. Fuck what they say. I don't care if they say anything about me. We tune like one a year. Ford was cooler when SVT badges were put on cars. I got the perfect car. I'm getting paid. If I ever get rid of it. Emo Sent, great show, great night. Thank you. I appreciate that, brother. Look, I'm trying to bring the energy, okay? It's not easy to do it day in and out. Day in and out. But I'm trying. Let's go. Let's see. So basically, he took a snapshot of a Ford. This is Mr. 22 F-150 notifications. I try to catch your love your show, workers, blah, 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 blah. Here we go. Okay, let's see. You're rolling with the latest limited redeem your points. Does it report anything? Vehicle authorization. You're rolling in late. What's happening? So it's just notifications on your phone, it looks like. Oh, look at that. The TPMS. Look at that. So right here it says the TPMS. Yeah, so look here. The tire pressure monitoring system has detected one or more tires are significantly underinflated. Hi, great news. We just improved your F-150 Ford Power-Up software. They're auto-updating. Whoa. No, thank you. I'm good. So all of you that make fun of Tesla, listen up, cucks. All of you that make fun of Tesla. Tesla reports back home and they're going to shut your car off.
So can Ford.
However, the bad Mustang crowd is in the LS crowd is twice as bad as everything. Pours upon pours. Glad I got rid of the GMC and got into the 2019 Premium. I'd go the opposite. I would never fuck with Mustangs again based on the crowd. I'm a Coyote guy. I love the engine, and I'm going to roll out with that engine because they're going to make that engine long after the Mustang dies. No means no. EPA will be knocking on the doors like Jehovah's Witnesses, casually waiting for Alex to build a high RPM small block Ford. Bro, that's like a $20,000 build. Alex, you ever experiment with the drag-oriented front K-member? Yeah, the Fairmont. Look at the whole Fairmont series. I'm late. Can you start over? Do you get racers that try to race your GT500 whenever you take it out? Mendoza's Coyote? Nobody even gets next to it. Corvettes, Vipers, they look at it and they're like, not that they're scared, but they're like, okay, that shit looks serious. So typically the people that know will probably try to race me because they know I got no traction. Like if you got a 600 horsepower notchback, you fuck me up. Your shit hooks. If I put 150 shot on my notch, 60 to 130, my money's on the notch or the Corvette. The GT500, I have to bring it down to like 900 horsepower for it to hook. So I'd have to choke the inlet, so like a twin 60 throttle body, and hope that it makes 900 and it hooks. It don't hook. It is all track. Remember when drifting was just what you did when you needed to kill the rest of your tires? Ford is turning into Tesla. SCT Performance says, I gave them the roadmap and got a standard RPM Act lines in return. SCOTUS case, West Virginia versus EPA lays out the effective challenge. There's no political will in those the best position to help. It's disheartening because you see your favorite hobby dying and you see it dying slowly. And not to be morbid or whatever, but look, we all understand that it's the beginning of the end. The tuning is not available for 24 Mustang. Okay, so that means it might take maybe months because people have access. There have been people that have slowly sent out snapshots and they're like, okay, this is this. So eventually they'll map it out completely and put it for sale. But they even did it on 21 F-150. 21 F-150, people knew of things in the system. But in order to crack it and flash it, that's the biggest thing, guys. You don't understand. Just because they can draw it out and put it in editable software, you now have to be able to flash a vehicle and make sure that that tune takes. Like every single part of that tune has to then overlay or replace the factory parameters and not throw wrench lights, EPATS stuff. It has to checksum. It has to do so many things in order for a flash to be achieved. Look at 21 F-150. They have to now unlock it by physically having the computer in their hand, or SCT has a special cable. You open your hood, you put your finger in your ass, the other one in your ear, and the other one in your mouth, and you hope it flashes. It's the dumbest thing ever. Jason Reverse says, I'm at work listening while delivering for Amazon. I'm currently on my 4th day of 6 this week. Drop a like, guys. We noticed you missed your payment. Your vehicle is now disabled. Haven't seen a Ricer files in a while. Give me a can of Sprite and I'll run that GT500. Motherfucker, what's up? Don't miss a car payment. They'll shut your car off. I just watched your old video where you raced that V6 Camaro. Kid was so funny. You're right, man. They're hoping that the Mach-E carries the Mustang name. I won't buy a new Ford again. I told you guys I'm done with Ford. And you guys probably thought I was just being salty. I saw this shit coming, bro. I cannot support a company that watches everything I do with my car, their new products are worse and worse quality than their previous, slower, heavier. And you want me to support that? And Ford now sullies the name Mustang, even though that's their right to. But now they make it an electric SUV. They take a lot of Mexicans must have been mad as fuck when they thought that the Lightning was coming back. And they go, órale, home, ahora viene la Lightning. Oh, una troca, ¿la tiene que enchuflar? Espérate, carnal, tú tienes que enchuflar esa mierda. Pero yo no, ¿dónde carajo lo voy a enchuflar? Electric. You know, it's not a drag race rear-wheel drive truck. It's an electric F-150 for $80,000. So why would you support that company? Like, I'm not a shill. I'm not a paid shill. You know what I'm blown away by, though? This is no cap. For real, for real. I'm blown away Chevy hasn't reached out. I'm blown away Dodge hasn't reached out. Because when you look at people like Demonology, right? He is a Dodge guy, period. Done. Boom. But nobody takes this channel, this is probably the most influential, and I'm not saying the most important, but I'm saying as a news channel, it is the most influential and has insider information, and I can steer the ship one way or the other. I'm blown away. People don't say, hey, man, even though you don't have, credentials of a reporter, we'd like to invite you to the plant and show you what we think is a cool little ride or this and this and that. Ford never did that either, right? Now, imagine if Ford would have done that. I would have been less critical of Ford. I would have probably said, don't worry. No, they weren't willing to play ball. Okay, so now I got to report straight facts, right? Look, everyone's for sale. Every guy that has an affiliation with a manufacturer, Demonology. Do you think Demonology is actually looking forward to the Banshee? Demonology must be like, man, god damn it. Let me have these eggs and bacon my wife made me on Sunday morning. Man, I can't believe these motherfuckers gonna go ahead and put a electric motor. I don't know why I went with that accent. This electric motor on a stupid Challenger, man. Shit, just give me another fucking 6.2 so I can just slide on the ops. He's not like that. But anyway, he's never gonna say anything negative about Dodge. He's not gonna go, Mr. Kaniskis, what the fuck are you doing? He's going to say, well, what are you going to do? Now, I hear this Hurricane that is in the Wagoneer already is supposedly badass. This straight six turbo Hurricane motor, I'm hearing it's pretty badass. So maybe Herman is like, man, this stupid ass straight six situation, man, what the fuck am I going to do? So if Demonology is given a Hurricane, will he put it in a Charger or Challenger and drag race it? Or is he a Hemi guy because he has labeled himself a Hemi guy? I'm a Hemi guy. I made my bones and channel on Hemi shit. I don't know. Didn't know Demonology was from the hood. No, he's not. He's actually probably super educated. He seems to be doing well. I don't think he needs YouTube. Because I want to be like, yo, what do you do for a living? Do you work, son? Because you're building cars all the time. You live in a nice pad. Good for you. Wife seems to be legit. I'm like, bro, you got it. You're living the dream. Good. I envy that dude. He's a Mopar guy. What do you expect? This channel is my favorite work night knowledge box laugh factory. And the only Ford product I own is a 97 Continental with a 6. With a 4.6. Demonology is dropping the hood. Met some guy in the neighborhood with a Lightning. We started talking about trucks, and when I asked him about the price he got his car for, he shut up real quick. Alex capping like a JJ Demonology. Where is he?
I love Ryan Martin. He got the best of everything. I know that I could beat him on the street because I'm most street.
Blalex. That's right, Black Alex. So that's why I don't support Ford anymore, because the product sucks. Now, am I a fan of the Coyote? Absolutely. Just like the LS motor. People love the LS motor, so they'll roll out with the LS motor. I'm going to roll out with the Coyote and put it in everything and anything. I like some of the Ford motors. I'd love to be able to afford to do crazy crazy project with motors, not just Coyotes, other motors that I think are interesting. No, not the Barra. The Barra is absolute fucking trash. Stop talking about the Barra. Stop bringing it up. It's junk. It needs rods and pistons over 800 horsepower. Fuck out of here. I'll get a Coyote. I'll get a Coyote at that point. Barra. Yeah, you should try the Barra. Fuck the Barra shit. Isn't Demonology a cop? I don't think so. Is he a cop? People don't realize that 3-liter turbo Hurricane makes 500 and 475 in the high output version. Is that right, James Williams? I'm telling you, I'm going to get up on game. Because we see what the B58, N54, S58 motherfuckers are doing out there with a straight 6 and a turbo. We see that the EcoBoost V6 twin turbo, 510 torque, 450 horse, in stock form, the Raptor spec. So I'm going to get up on game because that's the future. While you guys are out there screaming, look, in the Cooper Spaghetti post, I said, I've been talking about hybrid all-wheel drive for a long time. And I get pushback from people. That's gay. That's stupid. Well, that's the future. If the government keeps mandating this stuff, that's the future. So when I said, would you take a 3.5 EcoBoost, 450, 510 torque, 200 horsepower hybrid drive front wheel, all-wheel drive Mustang at 4,000 pounds? All y'all said, no, that's gay. But then there's a whole contingent that are in the nether regions of the planet, right under in the caves, in the crevasses of the earth. They got Slayer shirts, white t-shirts with rolled up Marlboros in them. And they're like, we're going to come back when the V8 comes back into the fold. Once the Godzilla gets installed in the Mustang, we're going to come back. Oh, what is that? Is that sun? Oh, you're in the nether regions waiting for this resurgence of V8 power. And the moment you heard a Godzilla was going to be introduced, you got your ears perked up. You went, oh, what? Godzilla, 7.3 liter push rod? Let me go outside. It's still sunny. You fox body motherfuckers. You think Ford is going to introduce a 7.3 liter or a 6.8 in a new Mustang? And if they do, it'll just put the death nail on their shit. Everyone's going EV. Everyone's going hybrid. Straight 6. Turbo. Ooh. Alex doesn't know anything. 3.5s are gay. How many times has a Godzilla blown up on Cleet's car? I don't know, but I saw a video the other day. I was like, rebuilding the Godzilla. I'm like, wait a minute. Didn't you blow it up? Didn't you just blow it up for the, like, how many times? You guys follow Cleet. I don't. They don't even get recommended to me. I told YouTube, fuck out of here with that shit. I don't learn a goddamn thing with that dude. But that thing is built. Rods, pistons, the whole 9 yards. How many times has that Godzilla been fixed? What's bigger dud, Godzilla or 24 Mustang? So the Godzilla is doing what it's supposed to do in the heavy duty truck market, but it's eating lifters. So you tell me. Jason Rivera says, Alex, do you guys still tune 3 valves? No, fuck no. Hell no. Nope, absolutely not. Pal carajo con esa mierda. We don't tune that shit at all. Hot rod cams. Jason Rivera. Hey, Alex, you guys. Hey, Alex, you guys still doing 3 valves? I'm trying to put the hot rod cams on. Oh, wait, and I'm ready for the 3 valve berating. Good for you. Good for you for the good attitude. Unfortunately, we do. Well, fortunately, we don't. But Alex, it's a Godzilla. As long as it's fast and continue, and you can tune, who cares? That's why those 2021 Supers seem kind of appealing. Godzilla fanboys are LS fanboys who hate the GM made the LS and not Ford. GM partnered with Alphabet Google. Cleat blows up everything too, I think. Would you take a 3.7 or 3.5? What's he talking about? I believe. Okay, smoky 3 valve. When I say V6, I don't think NA V6. You understand? When I say V6, it is a EcoBoost Raptor spec V6. Nothing else. Not a Coyote ish cut off the front two shits. Lund for the win, says Maniac S550. First quarter on the clock. Turbo 400 packed. We just talked about you, Maniac. Maniac, I just showed your post. Hit live on your shit. I got a Paxton V3. 100 nitrous went 887 to 152, 568, 124 in the 8th. Lund for the win. Good for you, brother. That Turbo 400 does it all. Cleat made 1300, only 2 runs, then blew, of course. It's going to be like Demolition Man V8s, not allowed on the street. Ford can't even build a good lifter. It's a direct rip-off of an LS lifter. What modifications can you do to an inline 6 or V6 engine to obtain V8 sound? None. Literally none. It's a firing order and it's a cylinder amount thing. None. Like, why do you think V6 GTR engines have a very distinct sound? And then you go, well, the V6 Ford turbo motor should sound the same, and it doesn't. It's like firing order, manifold, cams, head design, a whole bunch of shit. The Cop M4 straight 6 twin turbo stock, 500 horsepower, 480 torque. Add downpipes tune E50. Get the beakers out. Well, he said E50, so. Oh, that's E75, more pump gas. That's E60, more pump gas. E50. Fuck that. I'm good. Can't really change the sound because of the firing order unless you make some wacky, odd firing shaker of a crankshaft, then there's no practical way. GTR V6s sound like angry vacuum cleaners stock. GTRs sound like trash. E40. I don't think GTRs sound like trash. No way. You're psycho. I don't think so. Let me see. You think GTRs sound like trash? Let's say 1500 horsepower GTR. Oh, look, but you pick it. Well, yeah. I put GRT. Let me see. Okay. Let's get. No, that sounds good. That sounds good to me. I'm sorry. Call me crazy. That sounds good to me. Paging Jay Walker. Yeah, Jay Walker's gonna come in. Oh, did I hear someone say E50? Tell him when to go. Oh, bro, I love you guys. You guys, okay. So there's 353 of you and 197 likes. Fuck all y'all that don't like the show. It blows my mind. The consistent 300 to 500 people that come here, in my opinion, are probably the most educated Ford car people out there, because I read what you say, because you tell me things I don't know about. I tell you things that come across in the tuning queue, and we come together and we have a general chat about what's going on out there. We've had 2 techs verify today that the car, 24 and up Mustang, phones home. That means your car, when you modify it and it throws a check engine light, Ford knows when exactly it happened based on a snapshot that it takes. I didn't know that. SCT Performance comes in here. He's like, I'm trying to work on the backside to get this legislation passed on the West Virginia EPA stuff, because that's basically the template, and nobody did shit. So you guys are like probably the most informed people. Don't ever let anyone that you're arguing with out there tell you they know more than you because they go on Facebook. Facebook is for grandmothers to keep tabs on their grandchildren, not to get the latest and greatest news. This is it. On the Ford side, this is the place to come to get the latest and greatest shit. Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays. I didn't post my personal best time slip. I lost that shit with my glasses, but that was my best of the night. Straight 6 sounds better than a V6. Gotta appreciate the VR38 for his hand-built craftsmanship. John Askey's the only one that's been 8s in the quarter stick with the S550 with a on 3 kit, Lund tune. Bumble Swipes, is this the peasant chat? I'm educated because you learned me things. EcoBoost Mustang with an exhaust is one of the worst sounding 4-cylinders ever. 3.7 Cyclone S187 makes decent power. Stop. I'm done. I've been around the fastest GTRs, ETS. The only way you can tell the difference between a 1500 horsepower and an 86 Cutlass Supreme under Watt is a rotted muffler is when it's shit. Oh my lord. What a shot fired at GTRs. You're buying you buying a snitch. You're buying a snitch. You've seen that 3500 GTR Texas 2K Bentley. Welcome to 2 years. Like it's mixing E40 isn't that bad on an empty. It's just 6 gallons of E, and the rest is 91. But the 91 is E10. Hello, 6 gallons of ethanol, and the rest of E10. Like, you're gonna out there with a beaker and you're gonna be like, I gotta get this E40 situated because tell me when to E40. Oh, stop it. You're buying Sasso. Speaking of Tune Cube, I just got a 7600 shift revision. Told them to give me the sauce. Facebook is where you go ask where you should get a Lund tune or a stolen Lund tune. You know what I've been noticing on Facebook a lot? Shops that sound like they're in Jalisco offering ghost cam tunes. I go, where the fuck did you get that file? The fuck out of here, beaner ass motherfucker. You didn't tune that shit yourself. The fuck out of here. You went on some forum and bought some shit. Orale Holmes, now we are offering Gen 1, Gen 2, Gen 3 tunes. Ghost Scam, on the fly, everything. Come here. You look them up on Google. It's a dirt driveway. I'm like, how are you tuning Gen 3 Mustangs with a Ghost Scam tune in like puro pinche 956 in a dirt driveway? Get out of here with that shit. The hell with the phone tab, just buy a 24 Mustang. RB26s sound great. When I hear E40, I think you can afford to buy the right fuel system. Sorry. I think it's the DI stuff. Like, there's a threshold where the stock fuel system just doesn't go. It doesn't go anymore. Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. 1 to 6 gallons of E test at E30. Tell me when to go. Tell me when to go. Fucking stupid. What's that smell? Alex just called us educated. We are blessed. There are calculators for that. Look, this is an everyday occurrence in my email at Lund Racing. Hey, man, I just got your E85 tune. So tell me how it needs to go. Can I put it in the E85 tune with pump gas in the tank, drive it to the gas station, fill it up, and then send you a log? I go, no. But I don't understand. How can I teach this kid? So I go, okay, Josue, get as low as possible. Fill up.
Fill up.
Not 5 gallons, pendejo, because when you're at 10 miles to empty, there's at least a gallon of fuel everywhere combined. The saddle, the bottom, and then when you throw in your 5 gallons of E85, that E85 becomes E70. And then I say, hey, how much fuel was left in the tank when you sent me this E85 log? How much pump gas was left in the tank? Oh, yeah, okay, it was like 50 miles to empty, but I think I got it all out of there. So what do I say? Drive it for 40 miles. Then fill up on tested and verified E85. Drive it another 20 miles. Then send me a log. Do you know how many times I say that every day? 30? 40? I say that so often, I should make it a macro. I should go, bam, here. Just follow these instructions because I know you're going to fuck it up. Every fucking day. So now, you're a BMW owner. So that means you're stupid, but you got good credit. You're going to assume what's coming out of the pump is 85% ethanol. Meanwhile, right on the pump, it says minimum 55%. So you're going to go, easy math, 4 gallons here, 1 gallon here, E50. Then you do a watt poll and your tuner's like, bro, your shit's rich as fuck. But I put in E50, 4 of E85, 1 of 91 or 93 E10, E50. Did you test it? Oh, I had to test it? Yeah. So to get an E50 mix, what do you have to do? Pre-mix it. in a fucking drum. You're gonna tell me I'm gonna buy a brand new, beautiful BMW, and now I'm gonna have to go out there with drums mixing my fuel so it's at 50%, looking like a dumbass motherfucker mixing my fuel? Get the fuck out of here. I'll wait till the fuel system comes out and run E85 or a flex fuel sensor. There's usually a gallon or two reserve as well as the gauge doesn't tell you about exactly. Pump 85 and only fills the tank 85% full because you don't want the tank to overflow. How to blend ethanol play, get low John, add E85 until you hear tell me when to go by E40. Alex, the copy paste tunes and replies. All the pumps all year here tested E70 and I'm in Illinois. It's Illinois. Land of the corn, and we can't get reliable E85. I hate the state. 7,000 variable horsepower pump gas tune, 85% water, 50% 91 octane, and 3% hot dogs and chicken lips and gizzard. Well, it tested at E50 and gizzard 2%. There's no gizzard logic in the computer. I'm sorry. It says E50, then there's gizzard, then there's hot dog water. Yeah, you're going to have to get like gasoline. Oh, damn, you didn't tell me that. Fuck this car. I'm going to get a Mustang with a flex tune. In SoCal, every pump I test is 77 to 82. Surprising. Look, man, not everybody has critical thinking skills. They don't. BMW guys are moonshiners. Chicken lips. Is it true that E85 doesn't give a knock at the car can detect? E85 does a soft knock. So pump gas knocks like this. E85 knocks like this. Oh, when the GT500 gonna go on the dyno? I know you're a busy guy. The dyno's not available right now. Probably Saturday or Sunday. Love my flex tuner, not having to worry about E85 goes in. Mira, tío, soy pendejo y tengo un BMW, pero no soy tan pendejo para comprar un Dark Horse o 24 Mustang. Have ethanol, have porta potty. Americans can't do math. A&W had a 3-pound burger way back in the day, and it failed because Americans thought it was less than a quarter pounder. That's right. It's a numbers thing. When you look at a 3-pound burger, you're like, that's smaller than a quarter because there's a 4 at the end of it. Some Americans are stupid. If I drink a whole bottle of tequila and piss in the tank, 93, will that make it 85 pig's feet? But Alex, Bama can't tune gizzards. You're lying, boy, ain't no way. At least the 85 doesn't knock like the police. Made my dog bark with the knocking. Ethanol knocks like Sneaky Link. Pump gas knocks like the police. 35 degrees on 85, bro. When that old guy says, this is the old guy with a laptop. He's like, oh, do I have a laptop here? Do I have a laptop here? He's holding the laptop weird too. He's like, you know, once this thing goes to 85, I can't imagine why you can't put 35 degrees to it. Could you imagine hearing those words coming out of his mouth, knowing about cars, and your car got tuned by him on E85? Sheesh. Hi, Alex. Thinking of getting a Focus RS. Nope, don't get it. Fuck that shit. Thanks. That's what Turvey got too on his neck. I was at the Pollo Tropical last night for dinner in Miami, and the customer asked, which is bigger, a quarter chicken or a half a chicken? Mira, dame medio pollo y un cuarto. ¿Cuál es más grande? Yeah, it's over. Gracias, tío. You got it, Edgar. Hidalgo. All right, let's finish it up. Got an hour and a half of talking shit. Good time. Okay, so today we talked about a cold air debate on the 24 Mustang. Removing the carbon trap, to me, is no different. On video, is no different than removing the cats. Because in 24, now, that is a emissions control item. And telling your customer to remove it on video, suggesting it, you can be in that gray area of tampering. So just to be safe, if you don't tell people to cut the cat off, don't tell people to take the carbon trap off. You can literally be on a list. And not today, not tomorrow, maybe 5 years from now. You could be having a great time with the family. Come home, check the mail. Oh, there's an RFI, a request for information, because your stupid ass decided to self-snitch on YouTube about carbon traps. And then you, I guarantee, said, Alex doesn't know what he's talking about. He doesn't know. They're not going to get me. That's what all those other people that got RFI'd thought when they were tuning cars or removing parts that are emissions controlled items And bada bing, bada boom, they all got caught. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Thank you very much for hanging out with me for an hour and a half. I am just trying to help. Understand, I'm coming from a good place. But now we found out that Ford snitches on you, the car snitches on you, and parts manufacturers are snitching on themselves. And I can't help you guys if you're that self-destructive. If you choose to be in the Ford Mustang game and choose a platform that snitches on your moves and get advice from people that self-snitch, I literally can't help you guys. All right, guys, I'm out of here. Sunday, 9:30 a.m. Peasant Chat. We're going to try to get a sticker over to Late Model Performance. I'm going to try to get a template made, get a PDF made. The one JD Swag sent me is good, but I think when you put it on the back of a dark background, it looks kind of funky. So I'm going to print one, do some suggestions, and see how big of a sticker they're willing to put on their car. I'll send Mr. Alec Bledsoe the PDF file, and hopefully he can get something made, and we'll see what he can put on his car to represent the Peasant Chat at World Cup. I'm out of here, guys. See you guys on Sunday morning. We'll talk some more shit with the peasants. See you guys later. Bye.